Good evening, Anand. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Yesterday we already discussed about how to create a class and object and attributes. Okay, so today I would like to discuss about what is a constructor and what is a destructor. Okay, so these are the topics I have to discuss now. But still 87 students only there. Anyway, I will start. Okay, so okay, I don't want to waste your time. So first of all, what is meant by constructor? Okay, many of the students know about what is a constructor in C++. Also, I think you know what is a constructor. But anyway, but it is some difference is there in Python. Okay, in the constructor has the same name as its class, but it treats like a constructor differently in Python. But that means here you can see in this line. So in C++, the constructor has the same name as its class. That means the class name and the constructor name are same, but it treats constructor differently in Python. Okay, that means actually in C++ and Java only that is class name and constructor name will be same, but here not. Okay, so here we are yesterday we discussed about init. So init is nothing but a initialization of constructor actually. So this is the syntax of a constructor. So that logic is called as a constructor. Why do we need constructor? I will tell you. Don't worry. So first of all, what is meant by constructor? The definition is specified in the first line itself. So it is a special type of method which is used to initialize the instance members of the class. What is meant by instance members means, so for example, if you're declaring a class variables, those are nothing but the instance variables. You know already. So yesterday I discussed about the instance variables and what is an object and all. Okay. So here, whenever you're calling the any variable with using object, that is nothing but instance variables. That's all. That is the difference only. If I am declaring a equal to 10, that is a equal to 10 is a normal variable. If I am declaring a variable, if I am declaring a one object car equal to like I am giving Marti equal to car like that. So Marti dot a equal to 10 if I am giving like that. So that means it is a instance variable. You can think like that. That's better. Okay. So anyway, now so in Python the init method is used to call the constructor and is always called when an object is created. This is very important. This line is very important, guys. Okay, that means whatever the init you are using, def underscore init underscore self. Yesterday also we discussed in the about this. So this is nothing but a constructor for the particular class. Okay, that means without calling the constructor name, it is calling that particular method. That means you are not calling any method. For example, usually when I am declaring any function like add, so def add of a comma b like that, you have to call the add method in the main method actually. So that is the thing we have actually. But here, so whenever you would like to create a function, you don't need to create a function. First of all, you can call it as like a constructor. So constructor acts like a function only. But in C++ and Java, I think for example, I would like to discuss about Java as well. For example, in Java, one class box. So one class name is there like box. Okay. Here, how to create an object means box. This is Java actually. Box b equal to new box. new box. So this is the thing, we have to create a object and constructor in Java actually. So this is the class name. For example, if I am having a class name as box, we have to specify box b equal to new box of like that. So here box is a class name, b is a object, b is a object, and new is a operator to allocate the memory dynamically, and the box is a constructor. Here also the class name and constructor name will be similar. That's the reason in C++ or Java the constructor has the same name as its class, but in Python it is different. Okay, in Python it is different. Okay, so that is the way you have to understand. So that's the reason I'm telling. So if I'm having a class box, box b equal to new box, here b is an object, box is a constructor. That means, so whenever an object is created, the constructor will be automatically called. So it is nothing but a definition also. That's the reason it is also showing that whenever an object is created, constructor is always called. So here also it will be the same. Okay, but the syntax will be different. What is the syntax? Def, that is definition, that is the keyword, underscore underscore, double underscore, init underscore underscore self. So yesterday we discussed about self parameter. So it is one parameter. It must, if you don't need any parameter, if you're calling the method, but it will be called self method automatically. Okay, so that means self parameter method called automatically. So let me open this. So this is nothing but a syntax of a body of the constructor, def underscore init underscore self colon body of the constructor. This is the syntax of the constructor. So basically constructors are of two types. One is parameterized constructor, second one is non-parameterized constructor. So what is meant by parameter? Parameters are nothing but, for example, in programs, let me open any program, 1 minute. For example, yesterday we discussed about this. Here, init allows ABC, color, style. What is this actually? So whatever the arguments are there in the function name, those are nothing but the parameters. Okay, here these are nothing but the parameters. Parameters are also called as a arguments. Okay, so what, for example, change color, ABC comma color. So here color is a parameter, ABC is like a self parameter. Okay, so show description of self, that means here there is no parameter actually. So because in ABC is a inbuilt parameter like that. Okay, so for example, now I am telling the constructors are basically of two types. One is so parameterized constructor, second one is non-parameterized constructor. That means without parameters, with parameters. That's all. That is nothing but a definition. Okay, so constructor definition is okay. So I think that is only definitions. Okay, next let me move to the examples. So creating a constructor in Python. Okay, so for example, I would like to go for the how to create a constructor in Python. Okay, so after that I will tell how to create a parameterized and how to create a non-parameterized constructor. I will tell you then. Okay, now I don't want to discuss about parameterized constructor and non-parameterized constructor. Okay, first of all I will tell you how to create a constructor, then you will know how, what is a constructor. Okay, in Python, the method the underscore underscore int underscore simulates the constructor of the class. This method is called when the class is instantiated. What is meant by instantiated, I will tell you. So whenever an object is created, that is nothing but an instantiation. Okay, that means so object creation is also called as a instantiation. Okay, so remember that word. Okay, so for example, I will open a new window, 1 minute. For example, I am defining like class. Okay, car I am declaring like that. Okay, if I am writing, okay, if I am writing Maruti equal to car, if I am giving like that, if I am giving like that, okay, here Maruti is an object. This is called instantiation. Okay, this is called instantiation. Yesterday already I discussed about that. Object creation equal to class name with empty parenthesis. Okay, so that means that is nothing but object creation actually. Okay, that means if you want to pass parameters also, that you can pass. That's not an issue at all. Okay, here this is an object and this process is also called as a instantiation. Remember that word. Okay, okay, so I think hope you understand what is a construct, what is a object creation, what is a class. Now I will tell you, this method is called when the class is instantiated. That means it will call automatically the first init method will be executed yesterday also. That means without calling the init parameter also, it is executing. How it is executing? Because it is a constructor. Whenever an object is instantiated, that means whenever an object is created, the constructor will be automatically called. That's the reason only yesterday. So if you discuss about 3 methods or 2 methods, first it will be executed the init underscore function only, it will execute it. Okay, so it accepts self keyword as a first argument, which allows accessing the attributes or methods of the class. That means what is the purpose of that argument? That means what is the purpose of the particular construct? Means you can access the methods and attributes of the particular class, and we can pass any number of arguments at the time of creating the class object. That means you can pass. That means just now I told you here, I'm declaring without parameters. You can also declare with parameters. That's not a problem at all. Okay, I will tell you today. Okay, don't worry. So now uh, we can pass any number of arguments, and it is mostly used to initialize the class attributes. So why we are declaring this actually? Because we want to declare a class attributes that should be there in our init method only. Okay, so every class must have a constructor, even if simply relies on the default constructor. For example, if you don't have the parameters also, that is also called as a constructor. That is the thing we are telling. Okay, so consider the following example: initialize the employee class attributes. Let me explain with example program. Okay, so this is one of the example program I would like to discuss right now. Here you can see, guys, I will tell you what is what. It is a class. Employee is a class. EMP1, EMP2, both are called as objects. Both are called as objects. Okay. Here, you just think, if, for example, if I am giving display like that, you just think like it is a method, you know already. But here I am giving employee with brackets with parameters I am giving. How it is executing without giving employee method like this here? How it is executing? It is executing because of we are having a this constructor. This is the syntax of the constructor, you know already. So that means def underscore init underscore init underscore. That means it is used to initialize the particular constructor with whatever the values I'm there, like John 101. So John will be saved in name, ID will be saved like 101. Okay, so here you no need to call employee like that. Okay, you no need to call employee method like that. Okay, now that means you no need to define the employee body here. That is the thing I would like to tell you. Okay, so whenever you are creating an object, so it is called automatically. That means whenever you are giving employee of John 101. So 1 minute, let me, whenever it is getting this line, so it will execute the this calling function. This is calling function actually. This is called function actually. Okay, how it is calling? This is called function actually. Okay, how it is calling? I am giving employee John of 101. Even though I am not having employee method, why it is calling? Because we are calling with a class name. Okay, the class name and the constructor name. That means whatever the object creation we are using class name. So it is calling the particular init method. So init method is nothing but a here constructor. So now it will execute John as a name, 101 as the ID. So here everything will be depends upon the values with the dot operator only. I already told you guys yesterday also. Okay. So that means here self dot ID equal to means the ID will be saved like 101. Self dot name equal to John will be saved. Okay. After that. So if I am calling emp1 dot display, emp1 dot display, so it will execute the display method. Okay, but here display method does not have any parameter, but here display having self parameter, because the self is the mandatory parameter in any function. Okay, so here it is a first parameter, here it is a parameter. For example, I am removing the self parameter here. I am removing the self parameter here. Okay, so it is getting error, you can see, guys. Okay, undefined name self, like that it is getting the error, because here self dot id self dot name we are giving, so that's the reason it is getting error. Okay, so for example, if I am giving without the dot id also, it will get the error message. 1 minute, I will copy. Okay, I will change here only. Okay, then you can understand, that's the reason I'm telling. So here, for example, I would like to remove self, okay? Because I am passing employee with John 101 only. Why do we need a self parameter? By default, the syntax allows the self parameter. I am not the creator, okay? So let me remove the self parameter here, for example, okay? So I am removing the self parameter. For example, if I am removing ID equal to ID, okay? So self dot name equal to name, I am giving like that, okay? So let me run this code now. So init takes two positional arguments, but three were given. It is getting error. Okay. So here actually the init takes two positional arguments. That means here it is taking two positional arguments. That means, but three were given. It is showing like that like a type error. Okay. So that means error can be in a reverse order actually. So here you have to give a self parameter as a first parameter. That is the meaning you have to understand. Okay. And you can also 1 minute. Let me remove the another method also 1 minute. Here also I will remove 1 minute. Still it is getting error. Undefined name. Okay, it is not asking for this variable because name is defined here only. So it is getting error. So anyway, we will get the errors like this. Okay. So because of that only I am telling, because self is the parameter. So you have to understand in that way. Okay. So you can give any name, not only self. You can give ABC, like you can give your name also. That's not a problem because yesterday we already discussed about that. Okay. So I don't want to waste your time. So now, basically what is the theme of this program? I will tell you now. After that, I will execute the program. Okay. So first of all, the program execution starts from this line onwards, 75 line onwards. Okay. EMP1 equal to employee of John 101. For example, if you are writing small employee, for example, if you are writing E small letter here, okay. So here it is getting, you can see guys, undefined name employee, because whenever you want to create an object for a particular class, you need to give object name equal to particular class name. Here the class name is defined with a capital letter employee E as a capital letter, okay. Then you need to give capital E only, because here you have to give the class name only, okay. So whenever the first line, for example, what is the meaning of first line? I will tell you first of all. So according to the order, I will tell you. So EMP1 equal to employee of John, 101. So whenever this is calling, so it will going back to the constructor. It will execute the John as a name and ID as a 101. So here the particular constructor here, many of the students know about this keyword. So this keyword, okay. So this keyword is there in C, I think Java and Python, Java and C++ also this keyword is there. So this keyword purpose is to refer the current class objects. To refer the current class objects means, for example, if you are calling the employee one, our employee name is John and ID is 101. If you are calling employee two object, you have to refer the another object. So that's the reason self is nothing but here it refers to the current class object. That is the meaning of the self parameter. Okay. So now I am giving self.id equal to ID means self.id equal to 101, self.name equal to John. So it will be saved. It will be saved. That's all, and it will again going back. Now it will show the employee 2 equal to employee of David, 102. Okay. So here David, 102 means again it will save the these two values, David 102 in employee 2 object. Okay. So that is ID and name. Now I would like to display the employee 1 dot display method. For example, if you are calling display method, it is going to this line. So it is the empty box. Here it will take self parameter. By default it will take, you know already. So it is empty parameters only. Now it is taking like print ID. So self dot ID. Okay. So here it is getting like 1 minute. Here it is getting like self dot ID. What is meant by self dot ID? Here I am giving a employee one. So what is the employee one name? John. And what is the ID? 101. That means it will display 101 slash n. In the next line it will display the John. So self dot name. It will be printed like that. Okay. Here nothing is different. Here I am giving percentage. So I did not give in a comma here. Okay. If you would like to give percentage comma, for example, if you would like to give comma, you can remove percentage and bracket also. You can also remove. That's not a problem at all. Okay. I'm basically giving the syntax of the how to retrieve the format specifier values. Okay. So now I'm giving emp.display. So what is the employee to name? David 102. That means 102 David will be printed. Okay. So here this is a normal method. This is a constructor. You should think in that way. Okay. So this is the initialization of a constructor. Okay. This is the syntax of a initialization of a constructor. How it is calling? By using class name, and whenever an object is created, it is calling automatically. Okay. For example, if you are not taking any parameters like John and 101, you no need to take name and ID here. Okay. it will be called automatically. So employee, there is you no need to define an employee method here. I am telling that one. You should understand in that way. Okay. So now I would like to run this program. So these are some three concepts. Please guys listen carefully. Okay. So the first time if I'm giving employee one, I'm getting ID 101 name John. And after that employee to the display method, it is getting 102 name David. Okay. For example, if I'm removing this method, it will not affect anything. Okay. It will not affect anything. Okay. This is an extra parameter. It is getting only one ID 101 name John. Okay. So I'm calling employee to dot display also, then it will be displayed. That's all. Okay. Here who is, for example, if I'm giving emp1 dot display, it is executing the print statement. Okay. But who is calling this id and name? That means it is automatically calling. That's the reason the constructor definition is called, whenever an object is created, the constructor will be automatically invoked. This is the definition you would like to tell, whether it is a C++ or a Java or Python, whatever it may be. Because in interviews, many of the interviewers will ask like, what is a class, what is object, what is a constructor, what is a destructor. They will ask such questions. Okay. So constructor is nothing but a constructor is a less like a class name. It will be called whenever an object is created. That's all. You have to tell in that way. Okay. Now I would like to go for the next example. How many times objects is calling? I would like to see a small example. So this is not part of our concept actually, but I would like to tell you how our concept is executed. That means the program here you can see counting the number of objects of a class. The constructor is automatically, the constructor is called automatically when we create the object of the class. Okay. So just now I already told. So how many times constructor will be called? So I am telling a general example now. It is not part of the topic actually, but I would like to show how what is the purpose of a constructor and how it will be called automatically. I am showing that now. So here you can see guys, here I am giving three constructors, S1, S2, S3. These are the object creation, but here there is no other method. There is no other method. I am giving only student only. Okay. So when here I am calling only with student empty like that. Okay. Here init parameter also only takes self parameter. It does not require any more argument because student does not allow any parameters. Okay. Now I am defining a class variable. This is nothing but a class attribute. This is nothing but a class attribute. Okay. So what is nothing but a class attribute? Is nothing but whenever you are giving a variable like wheel equal to 4. Yesterday we discussed the class car wheel equal to 4 like that. So wheel is a class attribute. Okay. So these are nothing but instance attributes. We already discussed about that yesterday. Okay. So now count equal to 0 I am giving. For example, I am giving student dot count equal to student dot count plus 1. Count is initially 0. So whenever this constructor is called, it will get this value that count equal to 1. Okay. So how many times? That means the first time S1 equal to student is calling. Now student is calling one time, then it will be displayed count value as 1. Again, if you are declaring S2 equal to student also, again it will call the particular init method. Okay. Now it will get student count initially 1 now because it is already incremented to the first position like. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And S3 equal to student I am giving, that means again it will be called third time. That means you can call any n number of times, you can call the objects. You can create a n number of objects, you can call the n number of constructors also. Okay. But it can be done in a single line itself. That is def underscore underscore init. Okay. You don't need to create all the methods again and again. Okay. So that's the reason I'm telling. The answer is simply like it will display like only 3. Okay. If I would like to print only. So for example, 1 minute. I'm just giving a general example for counting the number of objects. Counting the number of objects I'm giving. Okay. So if you print that value, the number of students equal to 3, it will be displayed like that. Okay. So you can add the message like a print statement. Okay. You can see here, no problem. You're getting the answer 3. Okay. You're getting the answer 3. So because here, how many times students, that means how many times here constructor is calling 3 times because I'm using 3 times. I'm creating three objects. So it is calling 3 times. In this way, you have to understand this. Okay. So 1 minute. It is, I think, one line is missing here. I would like to add this line. Okay, so I think in material that line is missing. Okay, so that's the reason I have added. Okay, so now I would like to discuss about a non-parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay, first of all, let me introduce a parameterized constructor. Okay, so now once again I'm telling what is a constructor means. The constructor is called automatically whenever an object is created. That's all. Okay, whenever an object is created, that will be automatically called. Okay, so now I will tell you how to create a non-parameterized constructor. Okay. I'm taking only simple examples, okay, because these are only general things, okay. So if I am writing a long program, you may not understand, you may not remember actually. So that's the reason I have taken only simple examples for your understanding purpose. So okay, see guys, here I am giving. So you have to execute the program from 96 line only, okay, because here it is like a main method. So that's the reason I'm telling. Student equal to, here student is a small letters, because you know already object name should be only lowercase letters. So object name should be lowercase letters. Okay, so student equal to student of, that means here it is a class name, here it is calling the constructor. Okay, whenever it is calling the constructor, it is going to call the particular constructor. Okay, so now I am not giving any parameter here, so init method is calling here. So here this is a non-parameterized constructor, because here nothing is there. If you want to call name id like that, you want to print the name and id. So but name and id are nothing but those are parameters. Here no parameters are there, because student is calling without parameters. Okay, non-parameter. So this is a non-parameterized constructor, it will be displayed like that. Okay, for example, if I am giving student dot show equal to John, I am calling the constructor. For example, here I am giving the method, it's not a constructor actually. Okay, here I am giving a method. I would like to discuss what is the difference between a constructor and a method. So that's the reason I have given both examples here. Okay, here this line is not needed actually, you can remove this the two lines, this like you can remove this line. But why I am telling, because you have to understand the basic difference between a constructor and a method. Okay, this is a general method. For example, if I am giving a student as an object name, if I am asking student dot show, here the dot method is required, because whenever you are calling, so this show method, you have to give dot show. But here nothing is required, because you are creating the object, that's all. Okay, that means constructor acts like a function. Okay, it's not a function, it acts like a function. That's the definition also called as construction is like a function, it is telling like that. Okay, so student dot show of John, that means here John is a parameter. Now John will be stored in name. Now hello John will be printed. Okay, this is just like a general function. This is a constructor without parameters, that means non-parameterized constructor. Okay, that means hope you understand what is the output now. This is a non-parameterized constructor, hello John, it will be displayed, that's all. So these two lines, this line is also not required actually, but I am telling for your understanding purpose only I am telling. So this is non-parameterized constructor. So hello John, it will be displayed output like this. Okay, so this is called non-parameterized. Now let me move to the parameterized constructor. The parameterized constructor has multiple parameters along with self. Okay, that means here you don't think self is a parameter like that, because it is already existed in according to our Python syntax. Because whenever I am declaring a def underscore init underscore self, it is nothing but a by default. So here don't think like a self is a parameter, because according to the rule we have to give the self here. Okay, if for example if I am removing the self, you know already what error I will get like that. Okay, so that's the reason I am telling this. Okay, so because here I am not passing anything, like even though I don't want to pass anything, but it will not be executed like that. Okay, it is getting argument. Okay, init takes 0% argument, but one was given, it is giving like that. Okay, so that's the reason we have to give self. Without self it will not be executed, because whenever, for example, if I would like to add one parameter, so in this program only you can add one parameter, you can add name here, then it will be parameter constructor. That's all, it's very easy guys. Okay, so now parameter constructor. So now I will move to the how to create a parameter constructor. So parameters are nothing but arguments. Once again I am telling. Okay, so here you can see guys, the same program, I am adding John here. I am adding student of John here. Okay, and I have changed the init like self common name, Okay, here I would like to give self dot name equal to name. Here you can see guys, even though it is a name parameter is there in this column, it will be accessible in this also, because here these two are there in the class name. Okay, you can access that by using the object name. It can be accessed. That's why it is called as the instantiation variables. Okay, it is told like the instantiation variables like that. Okay, so here I am using show method print self dot name. So here actually there is no parameter in show, but it will be asked because here self is there, here also self is there, and it is passing the name argument in the default constructor. That means whatever the parameterized constructor we have, it is calling the name. So even show is not calling with any parameters, but I'm declaring like show of self like that. So hello self dot name. That means our name will be printed whatever the John it is getting like that. It is printed like hello John will be displayed like that. Okay. That means whenever you are passing in parameter, you can access it from here also, and you can access it from outside function also. But it is in the same class name. Okay. So this is parameterized constructor hello John. It will be printed like this. You can call the name. That means you can print the same statement. Here also you can also print the same statement like this. That means after these two lines, you can also print the self dot name like that. But here I am telling you have to understand the difference, because whenever you are creating a constructor with parameter, that means this is a parameterized constructor, then it can be accessible in all the functions which are defined in the particular student class. So that is the definition I would like to tell. Okay. So once again, I'm telling the explanation. The first name here, student equal to object, you can give s equal to also, that's not a problem at all. Okay, if I'm giving s equal to like that, it will get like s dot store. You have to write like that. Okay, you don't need to change anything. If you just like an object name can be in a small letters, you can give any name. Okay, so here it is different. Student here, s is a capital letter. Here it is a student is a class name. Okay, so here I'm giving object equal to student of John, means it is calling the particular constructor. So this is a parameterized constructor. Okay, so because I am passing only one argument here, if you want to pass multiple arguments like id, you just give id also, you just add id parameter here, that's all. So if you get passing like your roll number 501 like that, you can pass, that's not an issue at all. And you have to pass one more parameter here, because self only a default parameter, it's just like a, so it's just like a dummy, that's all. Okay, so it is just like a this keyword, that's all. So this self dot name equal to name, then it will take the name, and the def show of self means print of hello. That means whatever the name I am giving John, that will be printed like this, because whenever I am calling this show method. Okay, next, this is called parameterized constructor. So this is enough actually as per the syllabus, but I would like to tell more concepts regarding uh, constructors. Okay, default constructor. So I would like to tell you what is a default constructor. So and many of the students are confusing about that. So parameterized, non-parameterized. Basically, without parameters in C++ and Java, the constructor without parameters are called as a default constructor actually in Java and C++. Okay, but in Python it is somewhat different. Okay, so now I will tell you what is the default constructor, because in many text in many websites also they mention some wrong statements, because basically parameter constructors are two types. One is default constructor, another one is parameterized constructor. Default is nothing but a non-parameterized constructors. That means for example without parameters, that is called as a default constructor, they will tell like that, but I am telling in a different way, because this is the correct method. Okay, so when we do not include the constructor in the class or forgot to declare it. Okay, that means here I did not declare init, def init like that. Okay, you can see guys, then that becomes the default constructor. It does not perform any task but initializes the objects, that's all. So now I will tell you what is the example now. Okay, here you can see student. Whenever I am calling student, here it is calling automatically init parameter, where is the def underscore init underscore, there it will check like that, but there is no such constructor. Sir, that is nothing but a default constructor. That means it is not calling anything, but you can assign any values like this. For example, roll underscore number equal to 101. Okay, name equal to Joseph. For example, I am giving like that. Okay, so for example, you can declare your roll number and your name. That's all. So here, but nothing will be printed. Just now I told you in the notes. Okay, nothing will be printed. That means it does not perform any task, but initializes the objects. That means you can initialize the values. Okay, here basically here variables also called like a objects. That's the reason it is telling like that. Don't worry. And uh, let me run it 1 minute. First of all, I would like to run this program. It is getting 101 Joseph. Okay, it is getting 101 Joseph. How the program will be executing, I will tell you now. Here st equal to student. Here st is an object, student is a name. That means what is the class name you are giving? It is actually like a constructor now. So it is a constructor, but it will check whether the init method is there or not. But it is a default constructor. Okay. So here I did not with the parameterized or non-parameterized constructor. It is just like a non-parameterized constructor, but I did not declare any init method here. Okay. So basically yesterday also I discussed what is a def underscore init underscore means it is a default constructor like that. Yesterday also I discussed about that. Okay, but so here I removed that self def underscore init underscore. I removed all the things. Okay, I just given roll number equal to 101. That means these two are nothing but class attributes. Okay, class attributes are nothing but class variables. Okay, so because I am declaring the class name as student, here roll number and name should be a variables, but these are acts like a class attributes. Okay, so I hope it is clear. It is getting anything more, guys. I would like to just ask you because these are theory concepts actually. So you don't worry, guys, please. Okay, so these are theory concepts. So don't think in a negative way. Okay, because I would like to tell in this way only because that's the reason I'm taking a lot of examples. Okay, because whenever I use to tell parameters and non-parameters, it's just like a 2 examples that's required. That's all. Okay, but basically it will be used in our programs. Okay, so that's the reason I'm telling like this. Okay, so whenever I'm going for the real-time projects, it will be definitely useful. Okay, don't worry. Thanks for your confirmation, Vishnu. Next, now I'm giving the class variables, class attributes, roll number, 104, name Joseph like that. Now st.display. Here display method is I'm defining like a body. Then this is like a general method only, but whenever you are declaring a class, you have to give self. For example, in earlier programs, if you are not declaring a class, you can definitely like you just like a display method, it is calling automatically. For example, I would like to tell with general example. Okay, in functions unit, if you want to display any function, for example, I am giving def display. Okay, def display. What is the difference between core Python and advanced Python? I will tell you. Okay, so for example, I am giving print hi. Okay, I'm giving like this. Okay, now I'm giving display colon. Here I'm giving like this. Okay, you can see, guys, here I'm telling. So 1 minute, let me run this code. Hi Kumar is displaying. So what is the difference between a core Python and advanced Python? Here there are two important things you have to understand. Here display is also one of the method. Here you no need to create any objects because it is not, the display method is not there in the class. This is a separate code. You have to understand in this way. That then only you can understand, guys. Okay, if this is separate code, this is separate code. Okay, so this is object oriented programming Python. This is a core Python. What is the basic difference between a core Python and object oriented Python? Here you can see here, if you are giving a display method, you are not calling with any object because the display method body is not there in a class, so it is calling directly. If you are declaring here, if you are declaring a display method without object, for example, if I am removing display directly, it is getting error, undefined name display, because here the class name is student. You are creating a object st like that for the particular student. You have to call the particular method with object only. That is called object oriented programming. This is the way you have to understand. Okay, and one more thing I would like to tell you here, whenever you are calling a display method without parameter, here I am not declaring any self parameter here, but here I am giving self parameter, because in object oriented programming, whenever you are declaring any method in the class, you have to declare a first parameter as a self. That is the major thing you have to understand in the OOPS Python. Okay, and if you want to display anything, any variables values, you have to declare the particular variables with dot only, because this is object. Every time it is called as a object dot method, object dot variable, object dot like that. It will be treated like that one. Okay, so this is the way you have to understand, guys. Don't worry, please. Okay, so because sometimes you may confuse, that's the reason I'm telling. So I'm removing this. This is core Python. So this is advanced Python. Okay, so advanced Python, we are having a lot of advantages we have. Don't worry. Okay, you will definitely know within 2-3 days. You may not know what is the purpose of advanced technologies like this. Okay, so what is the output of this program now? It will call the roll number. It will call the name. So if you want to add roll number and name, you just add roll number. I'm just giving like that, name. If you want to add like that, you can add. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so now display method is executing those two names like roll number 101, name Joseph. It is displaying like that, guys. Okay, so this is called default constructor. Okay, so default constructor means I am not initializing any constructor like init like that. Okay, so you just understand like that. More than one constructor in single class, what will happen? Okay, these are once again I'm telling guys, you just, if you got this any question like this in examination, you just tell what is a constructor, tell me the difference between parameterized constructor and unparameterized constructor. That's all. These are not required, but I'm telling in detailed manner. Okay, so don't worry. More than one constructor in a single class. Let's have a look what happen if we declare two same constructors in the same class. For example, I'm declaring the same constructors here. I'm declaring class student like this. Okay, let me open this. See guys, here I'm giving only one object, st. So that means it is calling in itself like that. But here there are two init methods. That means there are two constructors here. There are two constructions here. Okay, constructors here. But that means it overrides the second constructor. Okay, that means it is calling student. So self, the first constructor will be displayed according to our printer. But it is not printed because it is again calling the same constructor like this. Okay, so def underscore int, because here I am calling only one time. Here I am calling only one time. You can see, and now if I am running this program, okay, what will happen? The second constructor is executing because it will override the first constructor if you're giving the same method again. Okay, because here you're creating a st equal to student like that. Okay, that means if you're calling multiple times, it will take the last constructor value only. That means it will override the previous existed values. For example, if I'm giving one more constructor like third constructor like that. Okay, you can see the difference now. Okay, that means whenever you are creating only one thing, you just only create a one constructor. That's all. You don't need to create all these things. For example, in interviews they may ask like these questions. That's the reason only I'm telling. You don't need to study all these things. Okay, here I explained each and everything. In the above code, the st called second constructor, whereas both values have same configuration. The first method is not accessible by the st object. Okay, internally the object of the class will always call the last constructor if the class has multiple constructors. That is the definition you have to understand. That means if you have multiple constructor in the same class, it will always call the last constructor. That's the reason if you're giving three constructors as well, it will print like that. Okay, for example, if in interviews, if you got any question like here 101 or 102, if you're getting the question like that, it will print 103 only. Okay, you just understand in that way. That's all. That means whatever the last parameter you have, it will be printed like that. Okay, it will print 103 now. Okay, so you have to understand this way. Next, so now coming to the destructors topic. So 1 minute, let me open before destructors. I am giving you one note here. I think in CPP you know what is a constructor overloading. Okay, I think you know what is a method overloading, method overriding, and constructor overloading and constructor overriding. Okay, here overriding is done. Actually, that means overriding means it is not printing. It is printing means it is like a overriding actually. Okay, but here overloading is not possible in Python. This is very important note, and that's for interview purpose only I am telling this. Okay, now coming to the next topic of our unit 4, destructors in Python. So this is actually waste actually, because whenever an object is created, if you want to destroy, after use, you can destroy. Okay, so destructors are used called when an object gets destroyed. Okay, that means whenever an object is created, constructors are called. So what is the definitions are very easy guys. Okay, constructors are called when an object is created. Destructors are called when an object gets destroyed. That's all. The name itself is saying that destroy, like that, destructor. Okay, in Python, destructors are not needed. That's just now I told this is a waste concept actually. It is not needed actually, because in C++, okay, as much needed in C++, because in C++, destructors have a major role actually, because Python has a garbage collector inbuilt mechanism. It can a memory management, that means it can be done memory management automatically in Python. So in C++, we are using destructors to save the memory, actually. That means if you want to any unused amount of memory, you can recollect it actually. Okay, so by using the garbage collection mechanism like that. So but here, so destructors plays a major role to destroy the particular objects. Okay, here what is the syntax? So for initialization, you are giving the constructor like the underscore init. So init is the function which you use to initialize the constructor. So in the same way, you have to give underscore del underscore self. So that means what is a del? Del is nothing but it deletes the particular destructor. That means it will act like a destructor. So it is known as a destructor method in Python. It is called when all reference to the object have been deleted. That is when an object is garbage collected. Okay, you have to understand in this way. So the syntax for destructor is def underscore del underscore self. So what is the syntax of constructor? Def underscore init underscore self body of constructor. So this is the only difference. You just see the syntax here. It is init. Init means it initializes the constructor. Delete means it destroys the constructor. That's all. Okay. So here a destructor always has a name del, and name is prefixed and suffixed with a double underscore. The first parameter of the destructor must be self. This parameter used to store the object passed from the main method. The main method is nothing but, so here whatever here for example, if I am seeing this example, so this is acts like a main method. This line is acts like a main method. I am telling in that way. So there is no main method actually in Python, but I am telling in that way. Okay. Note. Okay, so it is also object can be out of reference. I will tell you, don't worry. Here, when we explicitly delete an object created for class using the keyword del, that means basically destructors are also as a special methods. So it can be used to perform final operations like closing files. It is just like a no use. For example, we already discussed about close method in files. What is the use of close method? Even though you are not declaring a close of particular f dot close like that, it is getting execution, right? So it is not getting any errors. In the same way, destructors are also no use actually. Okay, it is just like a final operations like closing files, closing database connections, cleaning up the buffer or cache, etc. It will be showing like that. That means buffer is clear like this. If you want to put any messages like that, you can put it in that way. That's not a problem at all. 1 minute. So I'm creating a simple example. If any examination, if you got a question like what is a constructor and destructor, you can just write a simple example. It is very easy. Within your 5 lines of code, you can write like this way. Okay, it is very easy, guys. Okay, so let me explain now. 1 minute. Okay. Power gone. 1 minute. anyway, 1 minute. Charging is not properly connected. Okay, so this is the best example, guys, for object creation and object destroying. Just like, for example, destructor like that. Okay, here I am giving a simple example. So I am using 1 minute, creating an object. So you know already, I am giving my object equal to example. Okay, so here I am giving my object equal to example means it is calling the constructor. Okay, so this is a constructor, you know already, def underscore init underscore self. Now object created, this will be printed on the output screen. Okay, so after that it is going back to delete object explicitly. For example, if you want to delete object explicitly, del my obj. That means whenever you are giving del my obj like that, that means it is an object actually. It will call this method. It will call this method internally. Okay, so it will call this method and it will execute. That means, for example, I am not calling init method here. How it is getting init execution? Because it is like a constructor in. Because in Python, if you are giving a just example empty constructor like this, it will call the init method. In the same way, if you are giving del my obj, it will call this line and it will execute the object destroyed line. Okay, let me run this now. So object created, object destroyed. That's all. Okay. So actually there is no purpose in this. Just for example, if you want to destroy the object, you can use this line. That's all. Okay. I will give one more example also. Don't worry. I will give one more example also. Okay. Example 2. Okay. See guys, here I am giving a simple example for understanding purpose. I am telling 1 minute. So here I am using class employee. So but program execution always starts from main method like that. So here I'm just calling like a main method. Okay. But you don't think it is a main, but I'm for your understanding purpose only I'm telling it's like a main method. Okay, so the program execution starts from 144 line. John equal to employee. Here John is an object. Okay, John equal to employee of 22 comma 20,000. Okay, so this is a object creation. It is calling the init function. It is calling the init function. That means constructor is calling now. Now 22 equal to age, salary equal to 20,000. Okay, that means self dot age equal to, that is 22, self dot salary equal to 20,000. Okay, so age equal to 22, so employee salary equal to 20,000. Okay, it will be displayed like that. Okay, now I am using print john dot age. I am using print john dot age because John is a variable. Okay, so I would like to print the age of the particular John. For example, I would like to give print John dot age. Okay, so what is the age value? So here I already assigned like age value equal to age. That means age equal to 22 now. So it will print like age equal to 22. So if you want to add like age equal to 22, you can add as age equal to like that. But I am giving like the John dot age, John dot salary. Okay, so that means what is the John dot salary? John is an object. So what is the salary here? So salary is the second parameter. So what is the second parameter? 20,000. So salary is 20,000 guys. Okay. So here you can see after completion of the object creation, I am giving del John. I am giving del John. What is del John? So the John is an object. That means deleting the object John called means it is calling the destructor. It is calling the destructor. So whenever construct is calling automatically, the destructor is also calling automatically whenever you are using a del keyword. So this is the purpose of a del keyword. So you can create, you can apply the del method, del keyword by only for the object, only for the object. I am giving the object name as John. Okay, so deleting the object John and calling the destructor. That means whenever it is calling, it is showing the message here. What is the destructor method here? So this is the destructor called and the class employee. So that means whatever the class employee deleted, that means entire class will be deleted. So it will be displayed like that. Okay, so but nothing will be used. For example, what will happen, sir? Okay, I will tell you guys. I will tell you. If until now If I am giving print John.age, it will print the age of the John. But if I am printing print John.age after del John, it is not there because it is no longer available because the destruct is applied already. Okay, so whenever the destruct is applied, so you cannot access the particular object again. Okay, you cannot access the particular object in the same way you cannot access the particular methods as well. Okay, first let me run the program and I will tell you the difference. Okay, this is the second example. You just understand one example. You can write the example, only one example in your examination point of view. You no need to write all these examples. Okay, you can see the age of the John is 22. Okay, so 22. After that, John's salary is so 20,000, and then del John, that means destructor called and the class employee deleted. So it is displaying like that. So let me run John age again. Let me run John again. John age again. I am giving print John age. Here it is showing that undefined name John because destructor automatically called. That means whenever the destructor is called, all the objects and related classes will be deleted from the memory itself. That's the reason it is getting the error like this. Okay, even though if you are giving salary also, it will not be executed because there is no John no longer available here. Okay, so because destructor called, this is the difference between a constructor and destructor. That's all. Okay, hope you understand, guys. Okay, 1 minute. Now I am deleting because if I am giving this, it will get the error message. Don't worry. You can see name John is not defined. Okay, so I am removing now. Okay, so this is the way you have to understand. After that, you can, if you want to create a, for example, if you want to create a new object, like for example, if I would like to give my name employee like that, you can also create. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so after completion of John, that means here with respect to the John only, it will be deleted. Okay, with respect to John, you cannot call anything. Okay, so so this is nothing but a destructor, guys. So 1 minute. Hope it is clear, sir. Hope it is clear. I think everyone. 1 minute, because these are theory concepts. Don't worry, guys. Because according to syllabus, I would like to tell you. You can see according to our syllabus. Okay. You can see here. I told yesterday. I told about objects and instances, concepts of class like that. Today I discussed about constructors. Okay. Class attributes I already explained earlier to yesterday only. Destructors. Okay. So I explained up to this concept actually. Okay. So yeah, I will send the feedback link. Please wait 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So I send the feedback link. Please fill the form. I will send the material. These are theory concepts, guys. Don't worry. So okay. So after completion of the theory concepts, we will go for the real-time examples. Don't worry. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, guys. No issue. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Nobody is asking questions. I think it is clear or somewhat boring today. Even I too got the boring because I like programming. If the logics are very critical, I will tell in that way. Then only I will be happy. These are very easy actually. So that's the reason I don't want to repeat again and again. Okay, these are only some easy concepts. But real time, I have to write the code like that. Okay, you can, if you want to create an object, you can create an object. If you want to destroy that, if you can destroy, that's all. Simple thing. Hope everything is clear. At least tell me clear, because nobody is responding today. Even I too asked nothing. I did not ask anything today, right? So okay, super. Thank you. Thanks for your confirmation. Thank you, Ushasri. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you all of you. Stay home. Stay safe. Bye bye. Take care. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, Dasra holidays will be there. So don't worry. Many of the students are thinking when we got the Dasra holidays. Okay, we will get definitely. I think Friday or Saturday or holidays. I think so. Anyway, I will discuss. Okay, I will discuss meanwhile. Tomorrow is Thursday, I think. Okay, so Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday are the holidays, I think, according to our college. Okay. Tomorrow is as usual, guys. Tomorrow is as usual. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Stay home, stay safe. Bye bye. Take care.